You're Kayla. You should have condoms, pizza, bracelet, and a can.
Ew, he's driving a Dodge truck in 2007. Oh no.
Hey, I'm glad you could come. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
He was so excited to be here, and he came walking in very proud, very excited. It's a massager chair. It vibrates when you press the buttons.
Look, oh my God. I thought you had blonde hair.
God, he is white as a ghost. Look at him.
Do you like it? I dyed it by myself.
I think it's pretty.
Got them chicken legs too.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Well, weren't you gonna bring me something?
Well, yes, I was, and I did.
Did you bring condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they gonna do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. Got here.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as what you thought you would be. I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing? Not too much?
Not too much. So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there. You want to explain yourself?
Chat is chat.
Not really. I never really was gonna do anything.
You weren't really going to do anything.
No.
So you brought condoms. What else did you bring?
I brought her a bracelet.
And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
And how old are you?
37.
Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
It's not.
It's not. You tell her to delete her archives.
I didn't want her to get in trouble by her parents.
You talk about getting married to her. Getting married, she's 13.
So I meant when she was 18.
You were going to marry her when she turned 18.
Hey, at least he said that and he wasn't like Jeff Sokol, who was completely fine to marry a 13-year-old and like actually stuck to that story right to Chris's face. Just like completely shameless. At least Lorne seems like he has a tiny bit of shame. Not saying he's a good dude, not saying he's, you know, should be free or anything like that or whatever, but at the same time, if you compare him to Sokol, Sokol is just a real slimy, nasty, I hate Sokol. He is just evil incarnate, man. You know, him and Hamburger and no, I think that Sokol might be the worst one just for the simple fact that he has absolutely no shame in what he was doing at all. Even fake shame, just none of it. He really thought he was right. But yeah, keep going.
What do you think ought to happen to you?
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. I gotta do something that I can't do that. What you going?
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on it.
There it is. Oh, cold.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on it. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on it. Now, you're free to walk out of this house right now. But if there's anything else you want to say, now would be the time to say it.
He has nothing further to say.
See, the thing is, Lorne Armstrong is basically the Christian Weston Chandler of To Catch a Predator. Like, people treat this guy like Chris Chan. Like, there's an entire group of people on the internet, a whole community that all focus in on Lorne and just Lorne alone. Like, out of all the Predators, there's over 200. Chris Hansen said Lorne Armstrong is the GOAT to these people. He is the top pred for them. And they, you know, they go and they'll call him on the phone and, you know, catfish him and mess with him and all this stuff, just like they did Chris Chan back in like around the same era that this video took place, 2007 to 2010. But they do that with Lorne Armstrong. It's called the Church of Cawd, C-A-W-D, I believe. And I don't know, man. I feel like there's some other ones that would be a little bit more locale worthy. But then again, Lorne Armstrong did try to become a famous YouTuber. But we'll get into his aftermath right after his arrest. Let's go.
Tries to make a quick exit, apparently not knowing what's in store for him outside.
Sheriff's office, down! Get down!
On the ground, on the ground!
your back, Corky.
Put your hands on your back.
He's taken to the local police station where his car is searched.
Well, in Mr. Armstrong's truck, we found some condoms, a variety pack, plus some jewelry.
And later, he's interviewed by law enforcement.
The sting. The bracelet that Lorne Armstrong brought for the decoy. Renee finally arrived at the Sting house on his 37th birthday, and he was very calm and happy when he met the decoy. In a later interview, Casey said she even felt relaxed while she was talking to him, since he was so friendly and inviting. After taking a seat on a but warmer chair, he repeatedly told Casey he wanted a kiss from her to kick off the night. Then, Chris Hansen entered the room and confronted Lorne, taking a seat on the opposite chair, and spent the next 10 minutes grilling him. He then read the chat log and
Okay, so I'm going to skip all that because we already read that. Police were interviewing Travis Fowler in a nearby room, and after his interview, the detective in charge, Lorne Armstrong, comes in and proclaims he's toast to the other detective. Lorne would end up being charged with interstate travel with intent of S with a minor, attempted S contact with a minor, attempt to produce child media that I can't talk about on the internet. On the advice of his attorney, because he was facing 20 years, he got a plea deal. He was sentenced to 7 years on both state and federal level to be served consecutively, of which he's served 5 and was given lifetime probation, RSO status. Afterwards, he returned to his home state of Maine. Okay, well, Stephen King fan, I'm sure. He had to read some of his novels when he was in jail. I hope they give him Stephen King because, he needs something to read in there. Good Lord. Some of us has the Bible, which I'm fine with, but how many times can you read the Bible? Let's see. All right, attempted YouTuber. I'm an attempted YouTuber as well, Lorne. That sounds so messed up now. But yeah, I'm also an attempted YouTuber trying to be, big and famous on the internet, which will never happen. But yeah, keep going.
in 2017, Lorne, believing himself to be a celebrity due to the attention he received from his appearance on Dateline, tried to cash in on his fame, or infamy, by starting a YouTube channel where he would sing, do workouts, cook vegan dishes, and try to sell paraphernalia from before and during his prison stay.
Why not? I don't see a problem with that. You know what? You already did your prison term. You're already, known as a pred and all of that. Why not cash in? There's no shame in cashing in on something. I'm not going to come between a man and his meal. You know what I mean?
Stay. 1. These videos would be massively downvoted, and many of the comments would be statements he said in his 407-page chat log, though he wouldn't recognize they were his words thrown back at him. He tried to sell a shirt of a still of him from TCAP for $40 with the phrase, "Don't yell. I'm sensitive," which is a rephrase of his infamous, "Well, yell at me, why don't ya?" The legality of selling such a shirt was suspect at best, considering he was using an image from the show, which would not only be a copyright issue, but a possible violation of the Son of Sam law, which prohibits criminals from making money from their crimes. That being said, he only sold one shirt, and he never shipped it. After being sent a direct message from a YouTube user named Artsy Tiger letting him know that all of his supporters were actually making fun of him, he went on YouTube to make what would end up being his final video entitled Important Message, in which he addressed the DM and asked the commenters, the same people trolling him, if he should continue or stop making videos. 2. Lorne would stop making videos, but leave the channel open to the public. Lorne's YouTube career came to an end when he was arrested for violations of parole in the autumn of 2019. Under these conditions, Lorne was not allowed to access the internet.
Yeah, I forgot about that they do that. Okay, so he got arrested again, huh? So Lorne Armstrong was arrested again for what?
Second arrest. Lorne was arrested again in August 2019 after spending 5 years in a sex offender rehabilitation class and not passing because he still refused to take any responsibility for his actions leading to his imprisonment. He also showed up to the class drunk, despite one of the provisions of sex offender registration being the prohibition of the consumption of alcohol.
Somebody said he was
That
smart.
being said, he had 5 alcohol violations on his record since 2014. Lorne was sentenced to 6 months in jail for this and was released in February 2020.
He just doesn't learn. All right, while he was in prison, he wrote a novel. Fellow writer, huh? Let's get into this. Yeah, go ahead.
While Lorne was in prison, he wrote a novel named Taken Abroad, 3. He currently lives in a trailer in Cornville, Maine, where he takes truck driving gigs to make a living. He is currently unemployed. A video emerged in May 2021 of Lorne selling items at a garage sale. 4. In the video, people outside of the shot can be heard saying quotes from his chat log. Whether they are locals or his stalkers is unknown.
His stalkers, I'm sure.
The following year, more videos began to appear of the annual event, the 10-mile yard sale, with Lorne answering questions posed by a visitor and being informed on the current happenings of the Lornography community.
Lornography.
Quotes.
Lornography. Oh, my Lord. Lornography. That's what y'all... I thought it was called the Church of Cod. There it is right there, Church of Cod. Let's go ahead and read the trivia as well, because why not? I mean, everybody loves Lorne Armstrong, and I want to learn more.
Lorne has a heavy New England accent, which is commonly made fun of when people quote him. For example, instead of saying not a whole lot, they say not a whole lot, and instead of saying oh God, they say oh cod.
No, this is not a whole lot. That's how he said it.
Cod. Despite wearing a Boston Red Sox cap to the house, Lorne admits that he doesn't even watch baseball. 5. He referred to his genitals as ND, the decoy's genitals as Ms.
Whoa!
Guess.
Dodging those yellow check marks of sadness. Trying to anyway. There we go. All right, start again where this is Lorne.
Ms. Chat is infamous for being one of the longest ever in the history of TCAP. In total, 15,971 messages were exchanged. The decoy had sent 7,385 messages, while Lorne had sent 8,586 messages, which is about a 16% difference between the number of messages sent. 82,889 words were exchanged within these messages, with the decoy providing 22,287 words, while Lorne contributed 60,602 words.
Which is literally a novel. That's a novel. 60,000 words is a short novel. So in 82,000 words, it literally would be a novel. It would be... Okay, so Second Sight, my first book was 72,000 words. It came up to 450 pages on 5x8 paper. So that means that 82,000 would be roughly 530 pages, roughly. If you were on 5x8, if you're on 8.5 by 11, probably 350 to 400 pages, roughly.
Almost,
depending on font and spacing and all of that.
Almost a 172% difference between words exchanged. Was arrested for DUI pre-Dateline when he drove a van into a house. Lorne blamed his brothers for the crash and the arrest, saying he drove because he didn't want them walking home. He also tried to downplay the charges against him, saying he was only a few sips over the limit. He had swindled an elderly couple out of $30,000 for promising to renovate their home and then skipping out.
I heard about this, and then some troll came along and got the money back one way or another.
Out. He would be taken to task about this by the TCAP community, and on his YouTube channel, had promised to pay them back. At the time of his last video, he had paid back less than $100. Ironically, this would lead to one of Lorne's biggest critics, Nathaniel Trevor, taking out a fundraiser in the couple's name and then disappearing from the internet with the proceeds.
Lovely.
The Church of Cod is a mock religious group based off Lorne, which takes all of his crimes and character flaws and satirically pokes fun at them under the guise of worship. They even have their own Bible, known as the Holy Lornography, which is the 407-page chat. Some have taken their mockery of Armstrong to the point of obsession and have even shown up at his trailer in Cornville, Maine, to harass him, as well as go to the Yelp pages of where he works to place fake reviews. Lorne revealed this has gotten him fired at least once from a milk hauling business he was working for.
I'm not going to say it's not necessary to A-log somebody like Lorne Armstrong. You know, if you want to A-log him or be a ween or whatever they call him in the Christian community, but I don't know. Just don't let it go too far, I guess. Don't go and beat him up, so.
4. Despite being 50 years old, and through his own admissions to Chris Hansen, Lorne has never had a real girlfriend, as every girl he's ever had a relationship with both pre- and post-TCAP have been long-distance catfishers. In 2012, Lorne tried suing NBC for $40 million and tried going through the Appellate Court of Kentucky to get his conviction overturned due to what he perceived as poor counsel from his public defender, including relief money. 6, 7, both were thrown out.
Of course they were.
Wrote a letter to get the judge presiding over his case to make the bracelet he brought inadmissible as evidence because, in his words, it was crap.
That's not how it works.
Saying he had them because he sang at karaoke bars.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that there are women just lined up around the karaoke bars all around America, just ready to just completely drop to their knees and service these karaoke singers, these amazing, or the people that, like, you know, are in cover bands and stuff. Actually, that's actually, you'd be surprised how much action the cover bands get. I know this from experience. Anyway, keep going.
Bars. 3. Ramona has said that she made her character a black woman in order to see if Lorne was racist, but he showed no inklings towards that, even saying his mother approved of her. During an interview with Joey's TCAP channel, Lorne revealed that out of all the predators in the Kentucky sting, John Elliott creeped him out the most. His reasoning was that John's smile was unnerving, given the context of the situation he was in. He would also say that during his interactions with James Travis Fowler, he would act catatonic. 4. Lorne had a dog named Bud at the time of his Dateline appearance. He named the dog after his favorite beer, Bud Light. Lorne is known as 87 after graduating 87 of his high school class.
So he was like bottom of the class, basically. Who is John Elliott? I don't think we've covered him, have we? John Wesley Elliott. No, we have not. I have not seen him yet. Strange. All right, well, I guess he'll show up at some point. Just, you know, I don't have a master list of this. I should probably get a big list of it and start just marking off names when I do it, but I just kind of go along and just remember which preds we've looked at and which ones we haven't somehow after all this time. But, yep, all right, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on all notifications to never miss another To Catch a Predator episode. Also, if you'd like to help me out just a little bit more, come over here and check out my Patreon at patreon.com/JohnnyFoxRocks, where you can get access to 23 and counting banned To Catch a Predator episodes like Hambubger, Lorne Armstrong, Chandra Nunna, Ernest Timmons, Keith Williams, Eugene Daly, Stanley Kendall, and many, many more, along with one parody episode. That's all on my Patreon starting at $5 a month. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.